everyone, welcome to Addicted2Triathlon. Whether you've been doing triathlons for years or you want to do your first one and don't know how to start, listen to our podcast, read our articles, check out our videos, and ask us questions. We would like to be a part of your journey to becoming addicted to triathlon.
Welcome to Addicted to Triathlon, episode
17.
All right.
The big 1-7.
Oh, we're almost 18 now.
Yeah.
Oh, getting there. So what are we going to talk about, Kate?
Well, we're done with the triathlon training.
The regular season training?
Yeah, bummer, but it's kind of good because...
But we're still going to swim, bike, and run, right?
Well, yeah, I'm just doing different kinds of stuff.
Okay, what are you doing?
I just been focusing on strength training and running. It's just been too cold to go out swimming.
Yeah, because we have the outdoor pool. It's heated, though. I guess we should try it one of these days when it's a little bit warmer.
Mm-hmm.
But we can do that.
And I've been biking inside, running outside.
And I've been stretching. That's all I've been doing. But I'm going to do, get back to it here probably soon.
Yeah.
When is soon? When do you think soon?
That's up to you.
It's like August?
No. Just do what you feel like doing.
Okay, just to get my body moving.
Yeah, I've just been doing the less meals. I guess we've been trying to figure out how to say it. It's LES
MILLS.
MILLS.
Yeah.
Less meals training.
Les meals.
Yeah. So they have like cycling, they have running, strength training, body combat, stretching.
And you're doing
yoga.
You have a free one for 1 month. Is that what it is?
And then you pay. There's different memberships.
Okay. And I've just been stretching from YouTube.
I've just needed, something different.
And body weight. I guess I have to do body weight if I'm stretching.
Yeah.
Some of those things. Okay, so that's what we're doing. That's what we're working on. What else are we doing?
Well, I mean, I've just been trying to do like at least 4 days a week.
Okay.
Of something. We went through Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
Now it's almost Christmas. We haven't done a podcast in a while.
Yes, I think it was beginning of November.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about around Thanksgiving, some funny things that happened to us when we were doing some training in the past. Because one of the funny things that happened was we went running after having Thanksgiving dinner on the track.
Mm-hmm. Trying to run off our food.
Yeah, big mistake.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
You probably should be working out before.
Yeah.
Before.
That's why they have the turkey trots first thing in the morning. Then you can eat.
Yeah.
But I remember I had one time I did it. It was a long. I think I was training for my half Ironman in the spring, so I was doing I think it was a 2-mile warm up, 4 by 1 mile intervals, and then a 2-mile cool down. So 8 miles altogether. And I had to cut it short because I was feeling really sick after I think I did my 2nd mile repeat. So I ran 4 miles because I was feeling really gross, really heavy. And my body was just not working like it should have been.
No. So don't try it to eat a whole bunch and then run.
Yeah. Didn't you do that too one time?
Yeah. I think we did it when we just didn't know better. That was like a long, long time ago.
That was a long, long time ago. What other funny things happened to us?
Well, when I was like marathon training before triathlons, John, I forgot. I was running. You were driving or something.
Yeah, I was meeting you every 2 miles.
Oh, yeah. With the kids, like you told everyone before how you would give me my drinks when I did the big long runs. So John's little itty bitty car broke down and the kids were little.
I think the battery
Oh, the
died.
kids weren't in the car
Yeah,
with you.
one of them was.
Oh.
No, both of them were. Yeah,
Oh.
both of them were. So you ran about 3 or 4, I guess 4 miles, because you were at the YMCA,
Mm-hmm.
or you were running past the YMCA, and that's where we parked, waiting for you. You came up, we gave you your towel and your drink, and then you kept running. We got in the car, and the car wouldn't start. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh man, what's going on? The car wouldn't start. So I told the kids, stay here while I go run after her.
Why did you have to go chase after me?
Because I was not very smart at the time. I panicked because you were going to keep running and we weren't going to be there and you were going to wonder what's going on. So I'm chasing you and you're a faster runner than I am. So I'm trying to sprint to come catch you. I figured if I sprint, I could catch you because I think you're doing like, let's see, I'm trying to think maybe
9-minute miles.
Well, no, I was trying to think how far you were going to run.
Oh.
So I thought if I sprinted, I could catch you and I could see you, but then I got tired because I was sprinting.
So you're chasing me
So
across a stoplight.
I'm chasing you. Well, I was chasing you, and then there was a corner. So we rounded the corner, and I was yelling, Kate, stop, Kate. I was like, kept yelling your name, but you couldn't hear me because you had your headphones on.
Yeah.
And then I saw that you were going to cross the big highway road, and there was a run or a walk stop sign for you, right?
Yeah.
And you had stopped to wait, and I'm like, oh, good, I'm going to catch her. And then it turned to walk. So then I had to run after you and try to cross the crosswalk before it changed, before it made it stop. And what is it, like 6, 8 lanes across? Both 4 lanes going both ways. And I had to run across before it changed. And I'm still yelling for you.
I'm sure it was funny for the people in the cars to watch us.
And I think you stopped to have a gel or something, and you started walking. And I'm like running, and I'm just like chasing you still. And I almost caught you, and then you started running again.
Oh.
And then I caught you at the next stop walk light, which is right by the pool, right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when I caught you. And you're like, what are you doing? I'm like, my car broke down. And then like, so you've been chasing me this whole time?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. And then you said, why didn't you just call me on the cell phone?
Because you must have been wanting to go for a run.
My brain just was not engaged. So then you ran back. So because the kids were by themselves at the Y, at least it was by the Y. So they were fine. Everybody knows them there, knew them because we were members of that gym. But you ran back.
Just sitting in the car.
Or I think they were playing on the playground or out in the field.
Mm-hmm.
But so you got back. And you waited for me because then I had to run back, and then you ended up running home and
to go get something for the car.
No, you just ran home.
Oh.
And then we called our insurance company, and the guy came out and charged it up, and then we were able to drive back. And that was it. But that was kind of funny. The kids still laugh about it today. They remember it. Why didn't you just call her? Yeah. So that was one of our funny stories that we had. What's another funny story we had?
When we were, where were we? We were in a triathlon on Orange Beach, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We got stung by jellyfish. We were doing a triathlon.
In the ocean.
In the ocean.
In the Gulf.
Yeah. And I almost quit. It was in my head, but I just kept trying to swim as fast
you
as I
had to
could.
do one lap because you were doing the sprint.
Yeah. You did longer.
I did 2 laps because it was an Olympic.
Yes.
But I didn't get stung at all the first lap.
You didn't?
No.
Gosh.
No. And it wasn't until I was starting my second lap, because you get out and then you kind of run across the beach back to the start
Yeah.
and then do another lap. And I heard people making comments about jellyfish, and I hadn't got stung yet. So I jumped in and I'm swimming, and then I was getting ready to breathe, and I looked up and I saw a bunch of jellyfish right in front of it. And
I never
especially
saw them.
I saw it because I was gonna, sight, and my hand was going right up one, and so it went right into the tentacles, and so my left arm got stung pretty badly, but I kept swimming.
Yeah, and then during the bike ride, because the triathlon is swim, bike, run.
Yep.
Just to remind people, so the whole entire bike ride, I ran biked. It was 12 miles. I was stung, like burning.
Yeah, I was burning too.
Everywhere.
A bunch of people had vinegar in a
My legs
water bottle.
Were burning.
Oh yeah, you got burned. You got stung everywhere. I only got stung on my arm.
Yeah, everywhere. Felt it.
Yeah, maybe my chest. I think I got stung, but
Mhm.
I at least had a jersey, so it wasn't that bad. But people had vinegar. I don't know if that actually works. You think that actually works? Vinegar,
know.
you pour it on it and then it makes the sting go away?
I don't know.
Let's go find out. Let's go get some jellyfish and then I'll sting you and I'll put vinegar on it. Okay? You want to do that?
I mean, you would think that it stings more.
With the vinegar?
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I guess
have
it
to
just
look at
gives an opposite effect.
Not like on TV where they say
where they pee on
you
it.
pee on it. That doesn't work apparently. That's just
Yeah.
a story they like to say.
But I wonder how little or big these jellyfish are.
The one I saw was about 4 inches across.
Oh,
It was pretty big.
They're that small?
Yeah, about like that. But when there's a whole bunch of them,
Yeah.
yeah. But their tentacles go out a foot, 18 inches.
And
maybe?
we're not trying to scare people from swimming in the bay, but
Yeah,
it just seems like it's mostly where we were in Alabama.
that wasn't the bay. That was a Gulf, the ocean.
Oh, the ocean. Oh, it was actually in the ocean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just something you deal with.
Yeah.
So if you've never been stung by a jellyfish, it's not that bad.
I mean, you'll get over it.
You're just like, what is that? If you didn't know.
I mean, you
what it
won't
was.
die.
No. Unless you get the man of war jellyfish. Those ones kill you.
Well, that's probably like
I don't know where those are.
Way out in the ocean.
I don't even know where that is. Oh, you remember that lady that would try to swim from Cuba to Florida?
Yeah.
And she kept getting stung. And then she would quit. And then
She never died.
She kept going and went again the next year and kept getting stung. And then finally she made it and they showed her and she's like, just all these jellyfish stings.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she had to swim in the cage because there were sharks. So the cage would move along with her.
How weird.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. What other things did we have?
Well, we were in Pensacola when we lived in Pensacola, Florida.
Running along the beach.
We'd run along. It was so awesome. I miss that. And there would be like seagulls or
They're
birds.
like pink swallows.
And they would like deep dive into you.
They would dive bomb you.
And kind of go right in front of you and like they're trying to scare you or something.
Yeah, I think a few times of the year, from what my friend said, that
we would call dive bombing.
Yeah, they were they're nesting, so they're trying to protect their nests.
Yeah.
And I think I was running behind you one time and they were dive bombing you. It's really fun to watch when they're doing it to someone else.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, totally dive bombing, just coming in, getting in your face without actually touching you, just trying to scare you.
Yeah.
To get out of there. Yeah, it's just one little section of the beach that they were there. So that's pretty scary.
I miss it.
You miss getting dive bombed?
I miss running off by the beach like that.
Yeah. And remember those guys that had the parasails and then their little fan motor engine, and then they would go gliding up in the sky.
Oh yeah.
Those guys, that was pretty cool. They were in the same area. I wonder if the birds dive bombed them.
So yeah, we lived in Pensacola and we got to swim, bike, run there, do triathlons there.
Yeah.
There's a different kind of training there.
The cars were pretty nice, even though it was a 1-lane road both ways. They, it's beach, so, and you did have a little out on most of the rides we did, but some parts there was no side of the road.
Oh, and my bike tire got a flat from fish hook.
You ran over a pile of fish hooks
that
on the
was
road.
A weird thing.
Yeah, that was when we were by the bay.
Yeah.
So someone's tackle must have broke, or they may have been fishing off of that bridge where you got the flat.
Yeah.
You had a couple flats because of fish hooks, I thought. No, one was a rock.
One.
That was weird.
A rock.
Yeah, you ran over a rock or a walnut or some kind of nut. Yeah, that's what it was, because we were trying to figure it out.
I've never really gotten flats because of just a flat.
Because of something to puncture. Well, I guess fish hooks would be something to puncture you.
And that's kind of weird. What did you get flats from? Oh, just from having humidity.
Not humidity. It's the heat.
The heat. Yeah, the heat. But like I get flats from fish hooks and nuts.
Yeah, and you want to talk about a flat that's funny? You were getting on your bike that you just changed tires.
Inside.
You came home, right? And you did your half Ironman Waco, no problem. You put your bike on the rack and you rode it a couple times, and then one day you walk in there and it's flat.
Yeah. It just started going flat. It just did it the other day.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out why.
Yeah.
You had a flat in the weirdest part, and we looked at the tire. There was nothing on the tire, but your puncture in your tube was on the inside, and you've got a wrap around the inside of your rim. So I don't know where that came from.
Weird.
That was weird, and it was like opposite of where your valve was. So I mean, it wasn't a spoke puncture. It wasn't. Yes, it was weird. I don't know. You get the weirdest flats.
Well, these are not in races.
Okay. Dog chasing.
Dog chasing.
Oh, yeah. We lived by, there was a section of road by where this dog was, and the dog is usually behind the fence. But every now and then, the main gate was open, and it would actually come out and run at you. And one time I was riding, the dog came running out. So it's a good place to practice your sprinting. So I started sprinting, but there was a car behind me. And so I could hear the car. It like revved up really close to the dog. I think it was trying to get the dog off me.
Where was this?
That place where the dog is, by our old place where we lived. Past the school.
Many years ago.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You remember that dog?
I think so.
Blue something.
Oh, yeah. Columbia Blue.
Yeah. Yeah, as a dog, he would go out and try to chase you. So we'd usually try to stay away, but if you're bike riding, you have to go through there.
Yeah. Or take a detour.
Did you talk about this one recently on our last podcast?
Tripping over bump in the road. Oh, the tripping. I'm not sure if we did.
Okay, it's your story.
So it was just recent. I don't know. In October.
Yeah, right after your CPR class.
So I was like running down the road.
You weren't running.
Well, I was like walk running down the road, and I was getting my music.
You're warming up.
Warming up on my, yeah. And so I was looking down at my phone back and forth, trying to pick some music. And there was this big cement blob in the middle of the road. And I just tripped. And I pulled my I don't know, muscles by.
In your leg?
Yeah.
Your inner thigh muscle?
The inner thigh, yeah. And tripped. I mean, who would think a big blob of cement in the road?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it was, too. A blob of cement in the road.
So basically you need to look up.
No, look down. Not up.
Look up where you're going.
Oh, from your phone.
You need to get your music ready and go
before you
leave. So I now do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then there's one that it was a long time ago. I was actually in college. One of the things that we used to practice was doing track stands on your bike, so you wouldn't have to unclip and put your feet down.
Track stands.
Yeah. So in a track, one of the things that on a bike track, if you ever watch the Olympics, you'll see them. They'll stop. They'll actually stop, and they'll stand. They'll be in one place. So you've seen me do it, where I stop and then I just balance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I was doing that in Tucson, and I was riding back from a long ride, and I stopped in front of the mall. There was a red light, and I was right in front of a bus stop, and there was like 2 sections of bus stop, and there's tons of people. They were shopping, and they're all standing there, and the light turns red. So I do a track stand, and I'm just sitting there balancing, and then the light turned green, and I went to go, and I fell down right in front of them.
And
I was still clipped in, and I just fell right in
No
front
fun.
of them, and they just all started laughing at me
Embarrassing.
because I'm like thinking, "Oh, look how cool I am! I'm doing a track stand," and I just fall.
Oh, I know. A long, long time ago, before I met you, tell about the story how you got pulled over by police when you were a
How I got-
cyclist.
Which time? The time when I
Whatever.
was in
Yeah.
Tucson, and I got a speeding ticket.
Or the one in California.
The one in California where I got a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
Almost.
So silly.
Yeah. So both times. The one in Tucson, there's buses on the main roads going east-west, and I don't know I'm sure they still have them, but you go, if you started off right.
You sure it was a ticket because you're driving too fast?
Yeah, it was a speeding ticket, because what I was doing was I'd warm up and I'd wait for a bus to stop me. Then, because there's a bus, you have a nice draft. You know how you have drafting?
Yeah.
So you could actually go really fast on your
that
bike.
would be kind of cool.
And then you could actually, after a certain time.
We're not trying to give anyone
No,
ideas.
don't do this. Don't do this. This was stupid. So you would get out of the draft and you would sprint past the bus, and then they would have to pull over and, pick up people. And then you just keep riding, and you let the bus pass you again, and you'd ride behind the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd sprint past the bus again, and it would pull over, so you'd have time to recover.
Yeah.
And so you did this 10 miles across
That
Tucson.
sounds fun.
It was fun. Yeah, well, I jumped out on the side of the road, and there was a cop. I was sprinting, and he caught me for speeding. So, yeah, so I stopped doing that because I was stupid.
That's really funny.
Then the other time was in California, when you come off Lake Boulevard and you go down Miracle Mile, that big hill.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go down that big hill, and I'm almost home. And so I'd go and get in my aero position and lean on my handlebars, and I'd go
Did you ever wreck down that?
No, I could hit 50 miles an hour down that road. You're passing cars, which is really funny. They just kind of look at you funny if you do it right.
Because it's dangerous.
And then at the bottom of the hill, there was like about a mile before the turn. And so I would sprint down there, and then I would make that turn. Well, there was a cop at that turn right by the park.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would make that turn, and I would keep sprinting. And so he pulled me over. He told me not to do that anymore.
Probably because he didn't want to see your body splattered all over.
Well, yeah, but it was so fun. You're going so fast.
I know. So what did he say?
He told me not to do that anymore, and he wanted to give me a ticket, but I don't think he knew what it was for.
Oh.
He said it could have been for speeding, but he didn't clock me.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I forgot what it was, 35 miles an hour on that road, something like that. Yeah, but yeah. So if I could go 35 miles an hour again, man, that's when I was in really good shape. Did you ever fall off your bike with the clips?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to hear this story. You tell me.
You
tell the story.
Well, I just remember I was in Pensacola, and I was just coming into the parking lot.
The parking lot, yes, under the big Pensacola water tower.
Yeah, and I was just trying to just come in to you to the car and just stop, and I couldn't
stop.
unclip. Yeah, I couldn't unclip in time, and So make sure you always get clips where you can easily get out
Now
of.
you unclip way before you even stop.
Yeah, I do.
That's what you do now.
Mhm.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
It's like, even when we're riding around here and you have a stoplight, you always unclip before,
Yeah.
way before.
Because I get scared. Because you can unclip and you're just in one spot and then you just crash. You just fall.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Even when you're showing off, you fall.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any
Nope.
other funny stories?
No. I mean, not that I can think of.
Yeah, I
think
can't.
of any.
Maybe if we think about it, we'll let you know next
Yeah.
time. One thing about our website, we talked about putting a store up to buy stuff. It was a little more complicated, so we're not going to have a store. So just so you know, we're not going to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, that's all our funny stories we've got.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the week before Christmas, so have a good Christmas, have a good New Year's.
Yeah.
I don't know when the next one will post. It'll probably be the next in 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's going to be a big year. Maybe we could talk about our plans for the year.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so that's it.
That's it.
All right, well, stay addicted
Merry Christmas and stay addicted.
and try.
Oh, and try. Keep trying.
Bye.
Bye.